tal? Soy Glenda Omaña, periodista internacional. Gracias por estar con nosotros en Colby Negocios. Y bueno, tengo un invitado muy especial que viene desde Dubái. Él se llama James Taylor. Y por muchos años, justamente en Londres, él estuvo manejando todo el talento de los artistas, especialmente de rock, y luego se convirtió, a raíz de su experiencia también en Silicon Valley, desarrollando tecnología educativa, se convirtió en un conferencista, en un motivador con temas sobre creatividad, innovación, inteligencia artificial y cómo se puede aplicar en distintas etapas de nuestra vida. Y de nuestro negocio principalmente. Esta entrevista la vamos a hacer en inglés, pero aquí ustedes también tienen la facilidad de poder leerlos y poder captar nuestra conversación. James Taylor, welcome to Costa Rica.
Well, lovely to be here. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you so much.
So nice to meet you and so interesting. How was that transition from manager of rock stars and now as a speaker, sharing all these tools in business and also for every person?
Well, it's an interesting area because I used to stand there at the side of the stage watching as my artists performed on these big concerts, big stadiums. And the audience would usually only ever see the singer on the stage or the guitarist on the stage, but they would really get a chance to see backstage, behind the scenes, the 100 to 200 people backstage who were just as much a part of making a successful and innovative and creative show. So when I became a speaker, I wanted to highlight the backstage creatives. You don't always have to be on the stage, it doesn't always work like that. So I wanted to highlight people who are kind of supporting behind the scenes. Sometimes we call them hidden figures,
figures, yeah.
About the integral part to creativity.
Mm-hmm. So what are the tools that you would like to share that you think are important in all this area that you're an expert about creativity and innovation?
Well, it was interesting arriving here in Costa Rica, flying in, and it was my first time here, and so I'd never seen, and I was amazed at how green, how lush this country is.
Kinds of green.
It is.
Right?
You see all these different, and so I felt very home. I'm originally from Scotland, so a very green country, very wet country as well. And what was interesting, as I was flying in, there was a study done a few years ago by the University of Berlin, and they found the best color to have around you if you want to be creative and have ideas is the color green.
Wait a minute. Yeah, because green is hope.
Yeah.
That's why everybody wants to move to Costa Rica.
Yeah, because you walk around here and that green is everywhere. It does something to the brain. And a lot of my corporate clients, a lot of my corporate clients, they're now kind of integrating a lot more nature, a lot more green into their designs of their offices because there's something about that color. So I speak about creativity as it relates to business creativity. I don't really speak so much on artistic creativity. So my audience tends to be Fortune 500, global Fortune 500 companies who want to help their people unlock their creative potential, to accelerate or to adapt to change. And the thing I'm personally very passionate about is how we can use technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotics to augment our human creativity, the creativity we were already given, to support it, to develop it.
Okay. For example?
For example, so many areas. I mean, I think when I go, and you're a speaker as well, and I go on stage, before I ever go on stage, I use an AI to analyze the audience before I go and speak to them. Because you know what it's like, sometimes if you go and speak to a room, or if you're in a negotiation, for example, really what is powerful for you to know is, how does this other person think? How do they like to buy? What will grab at their heartstrings as well? So emotions. Yeah, because we're an emotional storytelling creature as humans. So with AI, what I can do now is I can use an AI to essentially analyze the psychometric profile of an audience or decision makers in a room before I ever step in. But for you, I only need 1,000 words that you've spoken or they've written, and I can give that to an AI and it'll give me the psychometric profile of you, what's important to you, what you care about, how your value system works. So when I design my presentation or a sales pitch, for example, I can then overlay your psychometrics with my psychometrics as my story that I'm going to tell on my keynote, and I can see the gaps. So for example, you might value trust very highly. So in a presentation to you, or pitch to you, I'm going to use more trust indicators, social proof, for example. Maybe you're a great interviewer, so maybe you're contrarian. You're always asking questions. You're being curious. So I have to recognize that in advance. Now, for the person in the audience that's watching me speak on stage, or if I'm in negotiation with them, it feels like magic for them. It feels like, wow, this person really understands me, really understands us. It's empathy. But it's not magic, it's data.
It's data.
Now,
it's data,
exactly.
It's dedication.
Now, the AI is not going to write my presentation for me, my pitch or my speech, but it makes me a better presenter of my ideas. And that's what I'm really passionate about, how we can augment what we do with these technologies to make us better at what we do.
It's good and very important what you're mentioning, because there's debates upon, people who think, okay, we're with the artificial intelligence, where does the human thoughts, are, after, especially in young people. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think there's always concern with any new technology. 100 years ago, 1923 or early 20s, we were going through this roaring 20s period where we'd suffered through a big pandemic, and then suddenly the world started embracing technology like the combustion engine, electrification, and we saw a huge boom in innovation and manufacturing and science and architecture and literature and design, and we're going through the same thing now. So a way to think about artificial intelligence is it's really just it's a catalyst for what you're able to do. But it still has to go back, I think, it has to go back to the human side.
Exactly.
Like
but not everybody is in that stage.
No.
I was talking about young people that they say, okay, I have to do this for school. It's always that topic.
Yeah.
This resolves my situation. So it's hard for the teachers. Of course, it's not in the benefit of themselves.
So the good thing is, and what I'm seeing with teachers, for example, they're embracing it. They're saying the kids are going to use ChatGPT or an AI to help them write this essay. So what they do now is they say, okay, you can use these tools, but when you come into the room, we're going to discuss your perspective on what the AI creates. So it creates a critical thinking skills. I mean, there's really going to be 4 big skills for the future. One is creativity. The other one is collaboration skills, how we collaborate with human and machines. Third one is communication, something you're very skilled at. And the fourth one is critical thinking skills, our ability to take this information and go, is this right? Is this, and that's the human part of us. Yeah.